This is a follow-up video on the Dell Inspiron 7373. We've done a video on this where the laptop does not power on. It's this laptop right here. And upon inspecting the board, we discovered a short on a chip on the board. And the chip turned out to be an ESD protection IC. What that chip does, let me just go to that chip right now, quick. It's right over here. We put it back because we wanted to know where pin 1 is. We did not throw the chip away. We had to order a batch of those ICs from China and we just got them. So we're gonna try to replace the chip to see if the laptop will power on. The purpose of this chip is if ESD strikes, it will divert the current to ground rather than damage the circuit. Now this chip had a short on it. So it was causing a big hotspot on this area of the board. We're gonna replace the chip to see if the laptop will power on. We do not know. Now I ordered a batch of those chips, 80 chips to be exact. I do not need 80, but that's how it came from China. So let's remove the chip from here, from the board, replace it, and see if we have any luck in fixing this laptop. Let me go back to testing this area of the board. If you go back to the previous video that we did, Dell Inspiron 7373 no power, you will see how we discovered the short on this area of the board. We used a thermal cam, and that's how we knew there was a short on this area of the board. But anyway, let's go ahead and test in diode mode. We're gonna test this capacitor here. And you can see that we have a short. We have a short. And we have a short. Now as soon as we remove the chip, the short will be gone. And that's the chip that is causing the short. So let's do that right now. Grab one chip. So we just used our soldering iron to put that chip in place. Okay, we do not have a short anymore. No short and no short. All we have to do is test to see if this laptop will power on. We need to plug the battery in. We do not know if the battery is charged, but let's see if the laptop will power on. And no power. We're gonna have to plug it to see. Yeah, Dell. Okay, I'm gonna monitor this under the thermal camera again. Now, customer did not leave the charger, but we tried ours. I'm seeing something else under the thermal cam here. Let me just take this customer, I'll be back. Okay, so what's this here? Okay, so I'm seeing a hot spot on this IC here. Let's test this area. The thermal cam is showing a short on this IC. So the caps in this area are good. The computer is not turning on. This is the only chip that is heating up, so it's most likely a faulty chip. And a MOSFET is very important in a laptop, and it can cause a laptop not to power on. A MOSFET is nothing but a switch. It either lets voltage in or not let voltage in. And if voltage is not going in, the laptop is not going to power on. So it's one of the most common things that fail on laptops when there's no power. In our case, this MOSFET was not obvious. The only thing that was obvious before was the ESD protection chip that we replaced today. So right now, after we changed that chip, now we discovered that the MOSFET is getting hot on this side. So we'll have to order that chip and wait until it arrives, and I'll most likely do another video on it to see if it will solve our problem. We are back after 2 weeks waiting for that MOSFET to arrive from China. It finally did, and we're going to continue working on this board to see if replacing this MOSFET will fix this laptop. So let's take a look under the microscope here to see where that MOSFET is. Right over here. Let's go ahead and desolder the MOSFET. We can see that pin number 1 is on the bottom right. We have to keep that in mind. We do not have any circuit diagrams for this board, so we have it on camera. We can always go back to see where pin number 1 is, but by looking at it right now, pin number 1 is on the bottom left. I mean bottom right. Just flux it up a bit. Now we are not sure if the MOSFET will solve the problem. A lot of heat was coming from this MOSFET and nothing was turning on the board. So I have a strong reason to believe that the problem is the MOSFET. What I did, so we do not damage the screen or the keyboard, I did not take the motherboard out, so I put a piece of metal shield under the board where we're gonna heat up this MOSFET. I do not want heat to penetrate and damage the keyboard under, and the screen is right over here. We do not have it folded and under the keyboard. Let's go ahead and remove the MOSFET, and maybe we'll stick to 370 degrees. I don't think we need more. Okay, so now we're gonna flow it down in place. Okay, and the job is done. So now we're gonna attempt to power this laptop on. Charging cable plugged. Oh, look at that. Light is blinking. So there's something positive that came out from changing this Mosfet, but we want to see an image on the screen. Let me plug the battery. Okay, so battery is plugged in, the cable is plugged in. Anything else? Let's turn it on. As soon as I press the power button, we see the keyboard backlight came on. Right there. Laptop is fixed. Awesome, awesome. That's awesome. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on that bell icon next to the subscribe button so you can be notified when we have a new video. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and we'll do something else in the next video.